the South. Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast, feel me. Feel us. West Coast, feel me. Say what?
What's up, y'all? It's Kaya. I am back to recap and review season 6, episode 2, public service announcement. I like this episode. Alright, I like it because we had a lot going on. We got storylines moving here. But compared to last week where it was, we was just coming off of season 5's finale and resuming everything that happened with everybody. So it was just like a slow pickup, catch up to see where everybody was at that point. So this week here felt like it was just picking up the pace a little bit more. And we got a lot to go off of to give me some thoughts moving forward. So let's get into it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Comment down below so we can chat about what I'm talking about in this video, what your thoughts were for the episode. Let's see where we're all at, because I know we're not all in the same place. But that's good, because then we can have like some good conversation about it. Let's go, y'all. You know what? We're gonna start out big. We're gonna start with Olivia. Actually, we're gonna separate them this episode too, because last week it was their relationship, what they're coming back to be together and everything. This week here, they was each doing their own thing. Spence, look here. I gave this man props last week, and I would still give him props because I do feel like he made some strides from last season, over the summer, over this last year. In 3 months, I've seen the progress, and from the one episode they gave me, but I could feel the progress through the screen. I could feel him focusing more on himself. That might have been a bad thing though, come this week. Because y'all already know what I'm saying. Y'all already know. Don't come for me. He very much gave this week that I am saying all these things of, yeah, we're a team. We got this great QB over here. The team's all been working hard, trying to get them in the spotlight of the cameras. That whole time, that's what he was saying the whole time, the whole episode, y'all. That's because the cameras was on him. The focus was already on him. The focus wasn't trying to move. Listen here, this man knew, what was it, last week when the cameras came up to him and they were doing a little interview and he was like, oh yeah, our QB, Jor. He knew then they weren't gonna wait for Jor. They was gonna walk away right behind him because they didn't got who they wanted. So now this week here, I don't think he's a spiteful person. I don't think this whole time he's been plotting like, yeah, I'm just gonna make it seem like I'm for my team. I'm gonna make it seem like I'm about Jordan, my best friend, my bro. And in reality, nah, like I want the spotlight on me, but I gotta say this just to save face, I don't think that's where his mind was at. But the person he is, especially because it's been a struggle for him to get to this point, he's always had to make a way for himself until he got these people in his life to help him. So I'm gonna give him some slack there. That does not excuse the fact that this man was so quick to bring it back to him when the attention got off of him. Come on, Spence. Come on, my guy. The switch up was so quick. We had these people asking him like 12 hours prior. It was like a day or two. But like 12 hours prior, in my mind, let me join in the draft. Is this your last year at JU? He was conflicted about what he was going to do. Then we got Mama Grace. They won't pop her up now because Spencer's struggling with his decision. You told the same thing to Billy Baker when he was here. If it's because I want you to graduate, if it's because of your relationship with Liv, miss, stop talking. Because I will say, this episode here with him and Liv, you could see more of that growth that they've done with their relationship over the time that they were apart, which is, wow. You mean to tell me we just needed time apart to really be together? Grace, she's barely here. Miss, where you be at? She pops in randomly. Y'all, he don't live with this lady. He's either at football. Now he's either with his woman too. But as much as she was calling Liv, I know he don't talk to his mama this much. So when she be coming in, she be like weeks, maybe months behind on catching up with her son to really know what's going on. Because she could have easily just asked him, what is it that you really want? How do you feel about it? Instead of trying to put these thoughts that you're having about his emotions onto him when he may not even be feeling that way. The fact that you wanted him to graduate college, we just saw when he was barely about to graduate high school, miss. Like, what? His relationship with Liv, they just survived a year and 3 months apart. And look how strong they are in their relationships. I'm gonna give him props to that too, because this episode, y'all, my guy and Liv, they're locked in. I just feel like it's the fact that they're locked in with each other, but struggling now with those close to them. But I love that we're still seeing that growth with them. We're still seeing that they did all these things to work in their relationship while they were apart, to be strong apart, so that way they can be stronger now that they're together. Take a break from the football real quick. He got all that going on over there, but at the same time, we see him still being about his woman and asking her what it is she got going on, which is this autobiography. Yeah, I have these people pressing me and questioning me and everything, and these decisions to make that are very important about where I go from here in my future. But you're also working on something that's about to be very big and personal to you, but very big for your future here. And it's going to not only affect you, but I know it's going to affect those around you. But I want to see where you're at. So the fact that he was still checking in with his woman that whole time, making sure she was good and that she was ready to have this conversation, I'm going to give him props for that. I'll give you props for that, Spence. But it's the fact that I kind of feel like because he's known about it, he should have told her before. And I don't know if he's mentioned it to her, but I feel like he should have told her before, sooner, that she should have brought it up to them. Once he found out also that she got that publishing deal, he should have had her try to push her to tell them sooner. But now back to my guy in football, and they're at this game. This ain't make no sense because I said for a fact my girls would have been there. Layla would have been cheering with her whole heart. Liv girl, she would have been somewhere nearby because if her man was struggling, she would have been there to support. But maybe it's because they said, yo, he good now. He's been working this whole time. Everyone's on him. Everyone's excited to see him. And she got this big thing coming up. So they were like, all right, he doesn't need her at this game here because he gonna perform regardless. But Jor, what happened to Layla? Because I was looking. That's his rooter. Right there. She be cheering and everything. It didn't make no sense for them not to be there. Team's not performing at his best. Kenny getting on him in the locker room. Side note about Kenny too. I don't like him. He ain't about the team. He just about Spencer. That's it. I don't care if you had a relationship with his daddy. His daddy gone. I'm sorry, Corey. Everything is about Spencer. Spencer's gonna take it all the way. Yeah, Spencer, we got these people over here that want to talk to you. You good? You in the mental headspace you need to be in? Alright. All it seems he cares about. What about these other people? And then we have Mac, who's here to help the team win, but at the same time, he sees that Jorah's not fully being utilized. And he gonna help my man on his come up, where you also are a huge asset to the scene. So we're gonna let you get your shine, my guy. So the second half of this game comes up and he put my man out there. You do what it is you need to do. Now, after the game, when the cameras are all on Jorah, they're all on the team, and now a few are coming up to Spencer, but it's just a question. If this keeps up, it ain't gonna be looking too good for you if this is a repetitive thing going towards you trying to enter the draft. It was at that moment he said, no, I gotta be selfish. This is my last year. This 8 months, I'm there. And then everybody look over and now all cameras are back on Spencer because they have something new to eat off of. Kenny tight. His main focus is right back on Spencer. Here's why I'm not feeling him, because it's not even because you done took the focus off the team after they just got it, because I ain't even wanted there. It's because you now have all this added pressure to you. We have to make sure that we ain't got no slip up because all eyes is on you. To be watching your every move at this point because you done made that announcement. It's still about Spence. If he was the only one in that field, you have no game. You have no game. You know what? I would have been perfectly fine with him announcing that he was going into the draft had he gone into that game knowing that's what he wanted. Had the game gone as it was and he was fine with the way it went and confidently and meaningfully said that this is what I want, I would have fully accepted it. But the fact that you were so salty and in your feels about how this game played and that all the attention was taken off of you, and that's what really pushed you rather than fully considering all of your options and what it is you truly want at this time in your life. I can't get behind that, y'all. Now fast forward to Liv girl. Liv girl, I'm coming for you too, girl. I love that you went to London and you had this great experience. That's what I wanted for you. You came back, you were a better version of yourself. You are a better version of yourself. Still happening. The only thing I'm not agreeing with is the fact that her and Spence they've been communicating so good and their relationship has gotten a lot better, a lot stronger, but it feels like her relationship with Spence and working on that and getting that to where they want it to be and her no longer feeling like this is home has come at the cost a little bit to those around her that are still close to her. So her mom and her brother not knowing about this book, y'all. Had this been just something that just came up, yeah, you did the assignment, but now you want to take it beyond that and you want to write this book, perfectly fine, because we support you. We support you. We all do, Liv. And I'm not going to stand in the way of that. At the same time, he was your dad too. So if you feel you want to tell his story and share how you were a part of that story as well, I'm gonna let you do that. The issue is, it's been a year and 3 months. This girl, she did it for an assignment. Yes, that's where it started at. But from that point on, you done went on and got a publisher, you got a deal. It's in motion. So the fact that you've been holding on to it this whole time, that's a secret, y'all. I personally feel that even though she was away, she still could have, I'm pretty sure she had FaceTime calls with them. She even called them on the phone. She could have let them know before it became a deal, before she found the publisher, that this is where she was taking this now. You went through all this, and Spence knew. So it's not like you just weren't telling anyone. You were communicating with him. And yeah, she was working on their relationship and their communication. I'm sure it just came up in one of their conversations, and this is something that she was sharing with him because he also had a relationship with her dad. But I feel like at the same time, she could have taken one of those days out of that year and 3 months to share with her mom and her brother. I can see where Jorah's coming from in the sense that he was okay with it up until he found out that she already had the deal, that she was working with the publisher. See, that's why I'm like, all right, I can see why he's upset about it. And then on top of that, to find out that she done told Spencer at one point in your life, you felt like this person was being put before you. Yeah, he's come a long way since then, but in some ways, he still holds on to feeling inferior at times to Spencer. She's telling you this information willingly and early on, and I'm just now finding out. But I'm gonna give her a little bit of slack for not telling them as quick when she came back, just because so much was going on of her getting officially back into her relationship. Now, brother's engaged, so he has his whole life that he's doing on the side here. You're trying to adjust to where everyone you left and where you left them at, where they're at now in their lives, and catch up basically, which is why I'm like, she should have told them before she came back, because at that point where you transition from this being something that was suggested to you by your teacher and you considering it, during that consideration process, that's when you should have let them know. Hold on, because here's the thing that doesn't make no sense. He goes to see his woman. He walks in. Baby girl, I got it. They said, Kai, here you go. He comes up in there. And he's talking about the Liv situation, expressing how he feels to Layla. I love how we got to see the conversations happening at the same time with Spence and Liv, and then Jordan and Layla. But how did she hear him? Ain't no way. He was talking already. She didn't catch baby girl. She didn't catch the whole first part of that convo. But the second he says Olivia, in the same tone, same volume, y'all, as what he said, everything right before it, that's all she heard. Make it make sense. So he's talking to Layla girl, and he's telling her about the situation. I love that she was hearing both sides of it, and she wasn't just taking one side, because this is her fiance, this is her best friend. And then my man hit her with the, but he was my dad too, Layla, which he is. And it's not like she didn't understand that. I feel like she was just trying to voice, because he was just so in his head about feeling betrayed in the sense of not knowing this in advance. Her actually doing this story, I think she should, because one, it's how she can express all these feelings, all these thoughts. Before it was just a small assignment, but now she gets to write this entire autobiography of her dad's life. What I am kind of, why was he needed there about is the dinner that she has Spence come to. And she's like, yeah, Spencer's family and things, but I feel like for this conversation, especially because he already knew, there was no reason for him to be there. Also because nothing in that conversation required him to be there. It was her, one, trying to talk more about it with Jor, but also now letting her mom know about it. The only thing added in there about Spencer was Mama Laura over here congratulating him on the draft announcement. You're just adding more tension onto what's already there. We already had the issue between you and your bro here. We have now the added pressure of you not telling your mom about it. I actually like that they had Mama Laura more okay with it and accepting than Jor. Mostly because she's never had to deal with, oh, people don't tell me anything like how I want them to tell me. People don't include me. No shade to my man Jor, y'all. I had to deal with that of not always feeling included, not always feeling accepted, appreciated, and at times feeling like he fighting for his life out here. Like he's always in competition. Not always, but like most of the time, he gotta be in competition with people just to move ahead, you know? So I think because they come from two like very different viewpoints on the situation, I feel like Mama Laura would have been a little more accepting of Liv Girl doing this, which is why she was. At the end of the day, he cares about his sister. He wants to make sure she's good, which is why my man states that he just wants her to feel like this is home. this is where. I said, what? But then I thought about it too. She told Coop Girl last week, Coop is knocked down for me. Why are you spreading her business? She told her it no longer feels like home. And Coop said, okay, I'm gonna let other people know that you feel this way. Told Layla girl, and I'm pretty sure she told Paige too. So you know Layla, she done told her man. Now Jordan now has this information. So when he lets it out here and Spence looks, I said, yo, he ain't even know. He didn't know. But it makes sense that he didn't know, because when she came back to him and she said, the only thing that did not change was my love for you. That was it. The only thing that did not change was my love for you. Home is included in everything else. Home changed. It no longer feels like home. I don't want to be here, but you here. But I want to be where you at, boo, so I'm going to stay here. But when you out, I'm out. It makes sense, y'all. I think it just didn't register for her to have to tell him that information. Because when George says it, he looks surprised because he doesn't know that she feels this way. But she doesn't even seem surprised or upset even that Spence has now heard it. So the fact that she wasn't checking to see how Spence reacted to that just led me to believe that she wasn't trying to keep that feeling from him. It's something that didn't register to her, because I've already told you, like, I love you and you're who I want to be with. You're who I want to spend the rest of my life with. So there's no reason for me to tell you that this doesn't feel like home, because wherever you are technically is home for me. So the second you go, I'm out of here. When he comes back around and he's basically voicing this new news that he has heard of, and she basically tells him, I said that. I said it and I own it. This doesn't feel like home, but my love for you is my home. You are my home. For her, it was just reassuring him of where we stand is where we're supposed to be at. And for him, it was, yo, she don't feel like this is home. So like, where she feel like that's at? London? Because I ain't there. It was just trying to figure out if they had anything that they should be talking about, which they don't, because communication is going on between them. I love that, because she left it on not him questioning where they stand in their relationship, but questioning where are we gonna go together. They going together, y'all. How you announce that you're going into the draft, because who knows where you'll end up. So that's something that you really need to consider. Is this going to feel like home to you? See where they go from this point on, her and Spencer, because I feel like Spencer's going to be the one that's more so struggling with him deciding to enter the draft now, and his relationship with people outside of Liv, mostly Jordan. As for her, I'm excited to see now, because I think her holding on to the secret of the autobiography that she's working on about Billy was a big thing that she was holding on to. So now that it's out in the open, that we'll just see her start to go more into that, just connect more. Maybe that is it. It'll help her connect more to Beverly, to Crenshaw even too, as she's working on this autobiography, to get this information about Billy, to really see it through and make sure it's as personal as she can make it about his life. And that'll help her ground herself more to making this feel like home again, because it's connecting back to Billy being here. Oh, that'll be so good. Yeah, that's what I want. Jordala, y'all, my people. I feel like every time I say their name, I'm just like, my people, because they are. I love them so much, but they're about to be struggling. Let me start by saying, I watched last night twice. I had my initial thoughts, and then I went through after that, and I just went through my Jordala clips, and I watched them maybe like a good 8 times. I had to really understand and see and stop being so in love my in love stage with them, which I feel like I've done a good job of not being there and seeing what's been going on with them and like where I feel like their struggles are going to be going forward. So I had to go in and really focus in on my people, and I did. So here's where we're at. We start out with them in the backyard, everybody back there, and we got venue talk going on. Laura's doing all this wedding stuff, and she's the one that's kind of pulling back from really going into it. Also, I'm like, we know she's the one that said 2 years. If it was up to him, it would have been sooner than that. So then we get them inside. Keynote. She done spent the night. She come downstairs. Well, she was already down there. My man come downstairs because he done woke up. His girl wasn't there because he went reaching for her. He ain't feel her. He had to go find her. She down there. She ain't got no charger. He always prepared for his woman's issues. He already knew. Babe, I got you. And he pulls it out of his pocket. Loving it. I was eating it up. So he asked her to move in, and it's at this point homegirl's like, yeah, It's a full house over here, Jordan. You got Danny, DJ, Joey. It's not happening. Conversation done. That's it. So now later, when he comes over to the house to sleep over with her, AJ, he was just crying up a storm up in there. But now he bring his bag. He's sleeping over now. I said, oh, fast forward to she's texting. She thinks she's texting Dora. Ends up texting Ryan. Ryan, my guy, I thought you were cool. I thought you were chill. You seeming a little sus. He's giving his opinion. No one asked for it. We ain't asked about Jordan, why he can see him wanting to move in with her and them being at this point in a relationship where Joy would ask that. It was at this moment. I was like, oh my goodness. Right. I don't know. No, I do know. First time I was watching it, I was just eating up on my Jordela. But I watched this a couple times, right? And I said, yo, she's doing the breathing thing that she does, the like deep breathing and then the side glance when she's not being fully honest. Like when her dad was like, oh, you and Jordan. And she's like, me and Jordan, no, Jordan's just a friend. No, girl, we knew you were lying. And then when she's telling Jordan, oh, you're a really good friend, Jordan. She also does this thing where she stutter speaks, like she's taking these long pauses in between her talking because she's not being honest, like she's trying to think of the lie as she's telling it. As she's talking to Ryan, I'm like, she is stutter speaking because she don't even believe it. Jordan's just being dramatic with the deep breathing. It's lies. It was all lies. We get to later on now. She come up in there. The outfit is so cute, y'all. Put her bags down. She sits on the couch with her shoe. With the shoe, Layla, take your shoes off, girl. Leans into her man. He calls her baby girl. Twice. I got it twice this episode. She's noting that the house is quiet because the baby ain't up in there. And he let her know they went over to the other crib for a sleepover. I was like, Ashton must have wanted to tell Jamie first before he let everyone else know, like, yo, we moving in here for good. But he's telling his woman that. And then he hits her again with the move in with me. I want to wake up next to you every day. For the rest of his life, he want to see this face every night, every morning, every second of the day if he could, but he can't do that. But if he can get it every night, every morning, and all throughout the night, when he wake up for bathroom breaks, water breaks, everything in between, he gonna get it. She hit him then with the dag, the baby gone. I can't even use it as an excuse anymore. So now I gotta find something else. It wasn't the stutter thing, but that's because she done got it out the way with Brian. It wasn't the breathing thing, because she done got it out the way with Ryan. But she hit my man with the, actually, no, she was kind of stuttering. She hit my mans with the, my parents waited, and I discovered recently, that's what took, the second time I watched this, y'all, I said, wait, what? I discovered recently being when you started asking me officially to move in with you, I discovered recently that that's what I want too, is to wait till marriage. Y'all, no, something's going on. It started with her staying the night, chilling. Middle episode, he stayed the night, chilling. Cause she like, all right, cool. He ain't asked me to move in. It's all right. And now we back. She bring her little bag. She put it down. She staying the night. Also, why do they not have clothes in these places? Why we keep having these overnight bags? They're going back and forth. He stays here. She stays here. She's rotating night to night. This is why my man is asking. Cause you here all the time. I'm there all the time. We see each other all the time at night, in the morning. And then I was like, for a year and 3 months, that's how long they've been engaged. A year and 3 months. They've been basically doing this because it's too routine and smooth for this not to be a daily thing. Cool. Was even like Liv and Layla are going to stay here with the guys. They've been doing this for a year and 3 months. I don't know what the math is on that. Y'all, somebody do that math. And that's how many nights, if anything, maybe like a total of 1 month. Out of all the months, maybe like a total of 1 month of them not staying at the other's place. So she's been doing this very consistent. So for him now to want to make it official, where all of our things are now in one place, it's too much for homegirl. Something going on with our people, y'all. Matter of fact, something going on with Layla. Layla is going to have something going on with our people as a whole. Be this issue here building up to something else. And here's my thoughts, because when they gave us a flashback too, that's what I was thinking of last night. When they gave us the flashback of her and Liv, and she's playing with the doll, and she's talking about her wedding, what she wants and everything. At the time, she still had her mom, and having this big day that you've thought about since you were a little girl. And now all of a sudden, she wants no parts in the planning. Jor is the one doing all the planning for it. And I think for her, it's the realization of you have the man you've always wanted. You have the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And this wedding that you've thought about since you were a little girl, you can now have. It's within your grasp if you can just go get it. The only thing that you can't have, no matter, and it's the thing that you want the most, is your mom. And she's not here to experience this with you. So I think it's her slowly trying to process these things on her own. And it hasn't always been easy for her to talk about her mom, and that's something that she's slowly been doing more and more. Her sharing more parts of her mom with Jor and opening up more about her mom's memory. Now to have this day coming up where that's also why she pushed it out 2 years, y'all. She was like, I need time to get there, because she's trying to prepare herself. But now it's like these things are happening fast. He wants to move in. Yeah, they've been, because I was like, y'all basically kind of living together at this point. You staying there, he's staying here. Either way, y'all both staying with each other at one or the other's house. So you're basically doing it, but it's not something that's solidified. You still have your own space to go back to. You can leave when you want to. I think for her, she's pulling back a bit because she's not ready all the way to do that right now. She said yes because she loves him. She said yes because she wants to be his wife. Also knows he cares about her, and he cares about her mental health. He cares about everything that she's feeling. He wants to be that person for her. And I think right now in this moment, she needs to lean more into him being that person for her. She's kind of pulling away because she's going through some struggles on her own that she's not trying to share with him clearly. Because I was like, even he was like, oh, I didn't know that because it ain't never come up before about you wanting to wait till marriage. I feel like that's something I would have known. I feel like that's also something that my sister, Liv, she would have told me as you being her best friend, because you would have told that to her. That's another thing that clicked, because Liv would have probably definitely told him that. And that ain't happened. That's why he was just as surprised too. For Layla girl, she wants to marry him. She wants to be with him, but it's the fear of not having my mom. She's not going to be at my wedding. She can't help me plan my wedding. And that's also why I'm not really trying to plan it as well, because I can't connect to it the way I wanted to when I imagine what my wedding would look like. I can't commit the way I want to right now, because out of fear, I feel like, of him wanting to be that person, of you now having someone who wants to stay, who wants to spend the rest of their life with you. She's not perfect. So I think in that aspect of things, she still struggles with her mental health at times, of feeling like people are just going to leave, and feeling like, am I enough at times, and not wanting to change things too much to where anything messes that up. And I feel like that's kind of what she's struggling with, is fully letting him love her, all parts of her, 24/7, the way he wants to, because of the past that she's had, and her still trying to process where she was and where she is now, and the person that she's now connected with along the way, who wants to be with her going forward, which is Jor. He's not going to fully understand what that is, because she's not going to be wanting to share that information. She'll make it about everything else. My mom, I want the same thing that they had waiting. No, I think that's where I'm at, is why she pushed out the wedding so far, because she thought that was going to buy her some time, and it didn't, because he's still hitting her with the move in with me. I think it's just not having your mom here for these big moments, this huge moment that you've always dreamed of, and always having people leave in the past. So now having someone who wants to be constant every day, every second of the day in your life. And that's what we're going to see her really struggle with. And that's going to really affect their relationship, because Jor, he's going to be like, yo, what's really going on here? Jor going to pick up on it fast, y'all. He going to pick up. You saw the way he was looking too. I'm going to let you say that right now, but that don't seem like what it is. That don't sound right. And even she knew, because she was all looking with her eyes. I was like, girl, that look you giving right now, trying to focus on that screen, you lying. You definitely lying. I'm about to be struggling so bad, and I feel like I want it, because we want to make sure we get all the kinks out. He actually gets it from her. Yo, that breakdown she gonna have, to see him put her back together though, with reassurance and love, it's gonna be crazy. Trying to have all these other distractions, which are things that are important, but still, girl, come on. My man's Jor. Open up to him. I told y'all, people be trying to just like bottle things up. Don't bottle. What? This is episode 2. We got like 11 more episodes. I want to say about like episode 7 or 8, he'll really get it from her of what's going on. And then we want to start to get to resolving the issues here with them, because I'm about to be stressed. I'm about to be stressed with Jor and him stressing about why his woman don't want to move in with him. I'm about to be stressed with Layla girl and her stressing over how she's gonna keep denying my mans of her moving in with him. But it's gonna be good, y'all. Coop and Paige. We had this girl Coop talking, oh yeah, I'll come home with you since they're staying here. And that was it. We ain't moving nowhere with their, I guess, relationship, because it's been 2 episodes now. It don't seem like they about to be doing nothing next week. So I'm gonna say probably in like 2 more episodes from now, so maybe like episode 5, we'll start to see where that's going with them. Because what was it? We ain't getting no updates on Coop telling this girl she still got feelings for her, she's still in love with her. And Paige girl, she just stuck on Miko. We found out that Miko girl, she out, y'all. She on the streets and she freaking out over it. So Layla girl, I'm gonna go back to him too right here in this moment. So Layla girl decides to give her like a self-defense class, right? She said it worked for me when my daddy did it to me. Oh, Papa JP, we miss you. And I feel like it's gonna help you in this moment here because you going through it with Miko. You go do the self-defense class. Layla girl, now because it clearly didn't work, she's still stressed out. Ryan is over here eavesdropping. This is why Ryan is, I thought I liked him, y'all, but he is slowly, he getting knocked down a bit. Why you in a conversation like that? Why is he even behind the bar is what I want to know. He goes to Layla girl later and he offers to help Paige, and then we get Paige coming to him. I don't know, something about this whole situation with Ryan. He help her. He about to have her go do some physical labor or whatever, so that way he can get her strong enough, get her mind right too, and mentally strong, so she could know what to do when it comes to Miko. That's what he's doing for Paige. What he's doing for Layla girl though, I feel like he's only doing all this helping Paige and always being up in her friend's business because he been slowly working his way in, it seems to me, into Layla's life, getting close to her people. And I'm like, as much as you want to sit here and be for this engagement and oh yeah, he's totally valid and wanting to move in with you because that man loves you, do you love her? I'm starting to question it. He don't love her, y'all. I think he got a little crush happening over here. Next week we see him twirling my girl, dancing it up with her. I'm like, Layla girl, I don't feel like she's doing anything bad in that situation. I don't know what they got going on. I'm gonna see when they get me there next week, but from what I see, smiling with this man and she dancing with this man, and it's innocent on her part. It's innocent on her part because she not gonna cheat on my man Jor. But Ryan seemed like he got ulterior motives. Ryan seemed like he about to try to go in for a smooch or something at some point with my girl, and she gonna be taking it back. Like, what are you doing? You take your money out of this lounge. I will go to father or something. Even like he wants to be too into what's going on with her. Why are you this involved in her personal life when you're supposed to be just the money man? You want to help her friends. You're all up in her engagement. Like, she sent you that text by accident, which she said, and then you want to continue that conversation after that. Something ain't adding up. And it's Ryan who's messing up the math, because what are you doing here? Leave her alone. She's engaged. Also, it's not gonna be good because her and Joe already going through it. We gonna see. He's gonna come and see this moment. I feel like it's gonna be this moment here too. He gonna walk in and she gonna be dancing it up and smiling with Ryan. I'm like, yo, hold up, because when was the last time we danced and smiled like this, baby girl? It's been a minute. If it's not that moment, it's gonna be another moment with Ryan. That's gonna have my man looking kind of questionable at what the situation is here. And Ryan gonna have to fall back, because we can't have him coming in between my Jordela. I'm gonna be here to watch for it, because I know they still coming out in the end. That's the only thing giving me hope, is the fact that I know they still coming out in the end with the marriage. I know we still gonna be locked in at the end. Now we have Asher and Jamie though. They did move out. Y'all, they gonna be quick, because this whole episode was just them struggling with being parents, which I was like, that don't kind of make no sense, given that last week, it was just last week. So for them, it had to be like, what, maybe like 2 weeks in their real time. This week we had them looking like they were kind of thriving, and the parenthood things. Little baby was going to daycare and stuff. They were talking about their village and everything. But now he complained about the village. AJ crying out of nowhere. He was not crying this much last week. I don't know what's wrong. We have them moving now. Hold up, because it was Jamie. I want to take advantage of people in their time. Them wanting to take on more with AJ, which is understandable, and not have to always depend on other people. But I'm like, girl, sometimes you need it. Like, you need that village. So just take it, because some people just can't get it, and you got it. Now we get him over with Mama Laura. Is this dude Asher talking about, can I ask one more thing? Jamie said, I want to break from the village. I don't want to depend on them for everything. You know, I want us to do this on our own. Asher heard, let me go ask her if I can get this place in Crenshaw because no one's using it. Props to him though, because no one was using it. So it's not like they just took this home from someone else. It was sitting there collecting dust. Also, what I find hilarious is the fact that it's Jamie now coming back when Asher's like, oh yeah, she said we can stay here. Jamie, all for it. I love it. It makes sense for them to be the couple to move because they got the family. That baby was wilding this week. I said, if that baby is crying that much, that they gotta get out because these boys, they got early practices, they got games and everything going on. They're actually focused on school. Asher, we see here, my man still here pushing stuff back, like, oh yeah, I got an extension. So I think that's still what we're gonna see him struggling with going forward is school. He about to put school on the back burner. And then Jamie girl, I want old Jamie back. I want the fun Jamie. I want the Jamie that used to hang out with the girls. Can we get just a girl sleepover or something with Jamie girl? Get her out the house. Let Asher and the boys hang with the baby or something. They got them in Crenshaw now too, y'all. They have nothing in Crenshaw. They have no friends, no family, no jobs, no school. It's just them and that baby in that house. That's it. And I think that's also why they did it is they got their story together to show, okay, this is where they were once they had the baby. You see how they're struggling a bit. Now we're going to get them settled over here because now we're going to focus on all the other characters and what they have going on. Because now we done showed them in their struggles. And then we'll touch more on that a little bit later. But let's get them nice and good over here and settle for a bit so we can focus on these other people and their struggles, which is why we saw that transition from them getting their place and now being nice and comfortable in a space of their own. We're going to do things more on their own with AJ and why I transitioned officially towards the end of the episode to Jordala and their struggles because we're going to start to see more of that build up now that we've gotten Jamie and Asher out of the way. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what they did to us. Asher and Jamie about to be good for like a couple episodes, then we're going to see them come back. Asher about to be failing in school. Jamie is about to be, I don't know, she needs to go back to the old Jamie we met, the fun, free Jamie. This one here is just giving my baby my baby, I want to see you all the time. This job, I don't want to see you at all. Oh, does she want to be a stay-at-home mom? Maybe she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I could see that. Yeah, it's about to be a season of struggles for everybody. And I'm going to be here for every second. Next week, they said we gave y'all so much Jordala tonight because y'all about to be going through it. So enjoy. And I did. 2 baby girls. I did. It's about to be a mess. I'm going to be here for every week though. But that's everything for this week, y'all. And I will see you all next time.